I want to know. Welcome back to the Superhero Chronicles. We're going to be covering 2014's animated feature Batman Assault on Arkham, a movie which takes place within inside the universe of the Arkham video games. This is the first movie in that series, and as someone who is a huge fan of the Arkham games, I really enjoyed this movie a lot. I like it a lot. I love the voice acting. I love the little nods and Easter eggs they paid to the games. I also like how a lot of the majority of this movie looks like the video game itself, from its cut from the costumes that some of the characters wear to the to the good sets that they bring back, like the Iceberg Lounge, and of course they bring back Arkham Island, and of course it doesn't hurt to have some of the voice cast from the games return, like Kevin Conroy comes back as Batman. Nolan North returns as Penguin. We have Troy Baker doing a really good interpretation of the Joker. Of course, Troy Baker had previously voiced Joker in Arkham Origins, which is a pretty good game itself. Not as good as Asylum or City, but good in its own right. But we also have new additions. We have Neil McDonough, who takes on the voice of Deadshot. We have Giancarlo Esposito as Black Spider, and of course we have. Give me 1 second. We have Matthew Gary Gobler as the Riddler, taking over for Wally Winger, and Hayden something is the voice of Harley Quinn. So yeah, the voice cast, very solid voice cast, very good acting, of course. The story to this movie is very simple. Pretty much, Amanda Waller assembles the Suicide Squad to find a dirty bomb that Joker has planted around Gotham. And of course, in order to find out that, they have to infiltrate Arkham Asylum. But in a subplot, one of the members of the squad, Killer Frost, is being given another mission, which is to kill the Riddler, because the Riddler has information on how to disable the bombs that are in the squad's necks. Because if the squad were to stray from their mission, Amanda Waller has a detonator to explode. And you see that happen when a throwaway character named KG Beast tries to leave and his head explodes. So, yeah. Of course, Amanda Waller, voiced by CCH Pounder, reprising her role from the Justice League TV show. And of course, CCH does a phenomenal job as Amanda Waller. Her voice just has such commanding presence to her that she gives Waller her life. So, yes. Perfect. The story to this movie is really simple, not all that intriguing. It's the character bantering is what holds this thing together. I love the bantering between Deadshot and Captain Boomerang. I love that the conflict, their one-upsmanship of one another, and you can clearly tell that they don't like each other one bit. And it really shows in the performances. But there's also a subtle hint of mutual respect between the two, even if either one of them won't admit it. But it's there. It's there. It's very nuanced, but it's there, and I like it a lot because it gives their antagonistic relationship that much more juice. I also like this little triangle that was going on between Harley Quinn, Joker, and Deadshot. Pretty much Harley Quinn is just trying to get at Deadshot because she's over the Joker. At first, Joker doesn't care, but we all know that he's actually does care, and you can tell he's very jealous that Harley Quinn is all over Deadshot, and you can clearly tell that Deadshot just wants nothing to do with Harley Quinn. He just banged her just to shut her up. So yeah, I like that little thing going on between the two, and I like the fight between Deadshot and Joker at the end where they beat the shit out of one another. So that's all good between Deadshot and Joker. Sorry, and they beat the shit out of each other, which is all great. I like the utilization of Batman in this movie. He's largely kept in the background, which is really good. This is a Suicide Squad movie first and a Batman movie second. So I like how it focuses more on the squad as opposed to just focusing 100% on Batman. So that I like. They used Batman when he was needed to be used. There's this great scene where Batman's taking on the squad, and the squad thinks that Black Spider took out Batman. But in actuality, it was the exact opposite. Batman took out Black Spider and took his costume to pretty much go undercover inside the squad, which was really clever of Batman to do. I also like, of course, the end where you get to see all the cameos from Poison Ivy, Two-Face, and Bane, and I like that whole thing going on with the Suicide Squad and Batman, with the Suicide Squad and Batman trying to work together. And I also like the little partnership that Batman and Deadshot form when they try to stop the Joker, who is trying to escape off Arkham Island. So yes, this movie is chock full of good stuff. Does it have some negatives to it? Yeah, I guess it does. One of my big negatives is Penguin is really underutilized in this movie. He makes a one-scene cameo. You don't see him again. I think you could have used him a little bit more. While Matthew Gary Gobler does a good job as Riddler, I would have preferred Wally Wingert, because there's a lot of zingers that Riddler does that I'm just begging for Wally Wingert to come in there and deliver them the way they're supposed to be delivered. Because to me, I don't know, Matthew Gary Gobler he sounds too young for me. He sounds way too young. While Wingert has more of like that aged voice. Gobler just sounded really, his voice sounded really weird with Riddler's character design. Since they're using the Arkham character design, it just sounded weird to me. So I think in that case, I would have gave Gobler a different role and would have brought back Wingert for the Riddler. That's just me personally. And to me, that does take a lot of points because, it's a casting problem. It's a miscast, in my opinion. But, and Hayden as Harley Quinn is pretty good. Her voice can get annoying after a while. I preferred Tara Strong to come back because I actually like Tara Strong as Harley Quinn. I don't know why they didn't bring her back, but, whatever. Of course, highlight, Troy Baker as Joker is fantastic. He does a really good Mark Hamill. At the same time, brings his own thing to the role, which is great. Neil McDonough does a great job as Deadshot, like I said before. Also I want to mention this. King Shark and Killer Frost also have a little budding relationship going on in this movie. A little bit of a romance that was happening until King Shark dies when his head explodes as Riddler tries to defuse devices. King Shark unfortunately dies because of the botch, which was a drag to me because King Shark was actually really funny and he had a lot of cool scenes, and I did like the chemistry that was developing between him and Frost. So yeah, like this movie's strengths really is the bantering between every single member of the Suicide Squad because they all play off each other very well, and it makes for a very entertaining movie. And of course, I also love the end where Deadshot gets one over on Amanda Waller because throughout the movie, Amanda Waller has been pestering Deadshot and pestering Squad, but mostly pestering Deadshot. And I like how Deadshot was able to get one over on her at the end, which was very satisfying to say the least. Well, that is my take on Batman Assault on Arkham. At the end, I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. Very enjoyable movie. The positives are the strongest portion of this movie do not overflow the negatives. The positives of this movie overflow the negatives. The negatives, while I do have some, they don't take away my overall enjoyment of the movie because this is one of the better of the animated movies to come out. Well, like I said, 8 out of 10. My name is AJ Legend. This has been Superhero Chronicles. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.